Hello, welcome. We are doing a full body strength workout today. We need one heavy dumbbell. I got a 15, which I think should be okay. I am gonna have a 10 as well, just in case. Your hardest move is probably a forward press. So as long as you can hold it, and you also have to be able to press it with one hand. But oddly, I find it easier to press with one arm than to do a forward press. So just pick accordingly, one heavy weight and a pair, two of a lightweight. So I've got a pair of 5s, and then I have a 15, and then I have a 10 if I need to drop my 15 down. So let's get you nice and warm, and then we will, and also you are going to need a mat, something comfy where you can come down on the floor. Let's get you nice and warm with we're actually gonna do like a slightly different warm up today. We're gonna start with some ski steps. So we're just gonna take a step, drop the arms, little demi squat, like just a gentle bend in the knees, back and forth, just waking up the shoulders, kind of getting that low body, the glutes, the hips warmed up. In 3, 2, 1. We're going to hinge forward a little bit, and we're going to go for a swim forward. So one arm, then the next, keeping the shoulders down and back away from the ears, and protecting that hinge position, that back, by holding on to our core. 3, 2, 1. Swim backwards. Same thing. We're in that hinged position, keeping the shoulders down away from the ears. We have a lot of shoulder stuff today. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Stand on up nice and tall. Big arm circles back. And I kind of have the camera oddly angled because I'm cutting off like the top of my head. Open and hug. We are coming down on the floor today, and I need you to be able to see all of me. So I may be adjusting as we go. It's also very dark and rainy today, so hopefully the video quality is okay. Side bends and twists. Side bend each way, and a twist each way, rotating the upper body. Love this one for the back. In 3, 2, 1. We're gonna do overhead backwards lunge, knee up. So arms overhead, big step back into a lunge, drive the knee, take the arms down, switch sides. So we're doing alternating backwards lunges. It's just with overhead arms, and we're driving the knee up. 10 more seconds here. Big step back, get low in that lunge so you kind of get that hip flexor stretch. 3, 2, 1. Side lunge, nice and wide, bend one knee at a time, hinge the hips, send the butt back, and as usual, I'm popping up onto the heel, letting the toe go up to the ceiling to get a deeper inner thigh stretch. If that's too much stretch for you, that's okay. If you can't come down to the foot and it's more like the knee or the mid shin, that works too. 3, 2, 1. Hip opener, stand up nice and tall, open up that hip, take it back, switch sides. So I'm just stepping over something invisible and then stepping back. Couple more. And then let's find a nice wide squat stance. Come down into that squat, straighten the legs, give me a little hamstring stretch, and we'll just rock back and forth from your bottom squat into your hamstrings. I'll show you from the side. So bottom squat, hamstrings, bottom squat, hamstrings. Just keep rocking back and forth. And even if that means you're up a little bit higher, that works too. Let's do regular squats, down and up. And you're really gonna wake up the body today, get you ready to work. It's gonna be a tough one, but we're gonna feel so good when it's done. It's only 45 minutes. 3, 2, 1. Let's do some butt kicks. You can jog it for high impact, or if you want to stick with low impact with me, I'm just going to step it, but I'm bringing my heels right up to my butt, getting that quad stretch. 3, 2, 1. Let's go into a quad stretch. Just 2 or 3 seconds, and then switch sides. So give yourself a second. Do you have that balance? Switch it. Little stretch, little test of the balance. We keep it moving. 1 more each side. 3, 2, 1. Inchworms, no push up, just the inchworm. So touch your toes, walk forward to a plank, and walk back in. Touch those toes, come on up, do it again. you find yourself getting dizzy from going down and up, try to pick a focal point on the floor and keep your eyes on it the whole time. So try not to change the eye line down and up. From this one, let's stay down, plank, deep lunge, twisting reach towards that front leg, then back to your plank, over to the other side. Make sure your foot gets all the way on the floor so the heel is planted. And ideally, you're stepping all the way up to your hand so that shin is straight up and down. From this one, let's go cat to cow, hands and knees. We're gonna arch the back, look at the ceiling, round the back, look at the legs. Nice and slow, taking your time, just trying to release any tension you might be holding in your back. And if one arch or round feels better, hang out there for an extra second. 3, 2, 1, child's pose to cobra. So sit back in child's pose, just relax. And then pull through, drop the hips, look up at the ceiling. If that feels like too big of a stretch, forearms work as well. Back and forth, and if you want to make it harder, you can stay close to the floor as you transition between the two moves. So it'd be like a modified dive bomb or push-up. 3, 2, 1, 3 pulse hamstring stretch. Push back to a crouch. 3 little pulses. Straighten the legs, stay as close to the floor as you can. Come down, do it again. See if we can squeeze in one more. And then very slowly and gently roll your way up. Okay, so you're ready to get into the workout. You've got your pair of light weights. You've got your one heavy weight. You've got your mat. You've got your water, whatever you need. So you're going to do 1 dumbbell, full body strength moves to start. So our first move is going to be overhead squats. You're going to choose a slightly wider than normal squat stance, so you have lots of room. This is a super tough move. So it's like a lot of shoulder stability, a lot of ankle stability, a lot of hip stuff. So I'm going to give you some options. Ideally, you're going to hold both sides of the dumbbell all the way up overhead, and you're going to do your overhead squat down and up, okay? Now, if a bunch of funky things are happening when you do that, because you'll be surprised if you can squat like a champ, but all of a sudden you're holding the weight overhead and your heels are coming off, or you're arching your back or whatever, you're going to modify a little bit, okay? Either you just shorten the range of motion and you're just going to do like a little demi squat. You're not going to go full squat ass to grass, or you can do a front rack squat instead. So instead of holding overhead, you will just hold at shoulder height instead. But try the overhead, see if that works for you. You can always lighten your weight. Ready? In 3, 2, 1, hold that weight overhead, down and up. Now I say to go wider, like a little bit wider, not crazy wide in your stance, because we need some room for the hips to sit back. This is a tougher squat than any other style of squat. This is your hardest one. Very demanding on the core, very demanding on your shoulders, your ankles, your hips. 12 more seconds. These are 40-second intervals, 20 seconds rest. You're doing great. 8 more seconds. Remember, your modification is to shorten the range of motion or to come to a front rack position here. 3, 2, 1, and rest. This time, we're going to do a squat. As we squat, I want you to press the dumbbell forward and then pull it back in. Don't let the weight pull you. You're moving that weight. It's not moving you. Shove this out of my way for now. I'm going to go to my 10 for this one. Forward press just gets me. 3, 2, 1. Squat, forward press, pull it back in. So we want to keep that perfect squat form, even though that weight is going away from your body. It makes it so challenging. You want to keep those shoulders down and back, core nice and strong, weight in the heels, knees following the line of the toes. You're doing awesome. 15 more seconds. Then we get to rest. 10 more seconds. Get as low as you can go with good form. In 5, 3, 2, 1, and rest. This time, just a quick 20-second interval. We're gonna hold a bottom squat. You're gonna sit in that squat, and we're just gonna repeatedly do forward presses. 8 seconds. Take a breath. Set yourself up. In 3, 2, 1. So sit into that squat, press it out, bring it in. So we don't move from this squat for 20 seconds. We're just focusing on that forward press. Lots of legs today and a lot of shoulders. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, rest. Next up, windmill lunges. We're gonna go super wide in our stance. We're gonna sweep the dumbbell all the way over, take it in between your legs into a lunge, all the way up and over to the other side. I'm gonna stick with my 10. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. So nice and wide, we sweep all the way over. We take it in between the legs. We sweep it all the way back to the other side. So I'm just kind of pivoting my feet as I rotate from one lunge into the next. We know the deal with form. Shoulders are down and back. Core is strong. Bending that back knee, nice and close to the floor. 10 more seconds. Doing awesome. And 5, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Next up, side lunge, stepping out opposite hand to foot, knee drive, overhead press. Stay on the same leg. 10 seconds. If you're struggling with balance, we'll give you an option. You can tap or take it out. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Side lunge, drive the knee, overhead press. Right back into that same side lunge, into that knee drive, overhead press. Keep going if that feels good. If you're struggling with the balance, from your side lunge, tap the foot, then drive and press, tap, then go back out. If you're still struggling, ignore the drive, keep the feet on the floor, and just go from your side lunge, tap and press. 12 more seconds, then we're gonna go right into the other side, no rest between sides. Big step out, big bend, 5 seconds, put that weight on that moving leg. 3, 2, 1, switch it. Step it out into the side lunge, drive it up and press. Lots of balance, lots of core stability here, lots of shoulder strength on that overhead press, feeling that outer glute and the inner thigh on that side lunge. You're already more than halfway through it, 18 seconds to go, then we get to rest. In 10, be intentional with that movement. 5 more seconds, make every rep count. 3, 2, 1, rest. Next up, dumbbell snatch. So we're gonna hold both sides of the dumbbell. We're gonna squat, pick it up off the floor, all the way up overhead, and then all the way back down. If you're not able to get that low to pick it up off the floor, we're just gonna go to like knees or shins. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. All the way up and all the way down. You don't need to like touch it to the floor. Your hands are there, so you don't want to squeeze your hands, your little fingers underneath there, but you're just gonna drop down and up. It's a smooth transition all the way from the ground up to overhead, staying close to the bottom. So from the side, you can see it doesn't swing out in front of me. It's super smooth, straight line. 12 more seconds. You can make it easier by dropping the weight or shortening the range of motion. So if you're just going knees and up, that works too. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, rest. Next up, sumo squat into a high pull. We're gonna do half on one arm, half on the other. So we squat, high pull. Wrist and elbow get high, shoulder stays low, palm stays back facing you. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, sumo squat, high pull. Stay on the same arm. I'll let you know when we're halfway there and we'll switch arms. 10 more seconds on this side. Again, like that dumbbell snatch, straight, smooth line. And switch sides. Same thing, other arm. We did one side, we gotta do the other side. My breath is getting nice and heavy. These are strength moves, but it's full body. So it takes a lot and we're constantly moving. Whew, so it's a little bit of cardio in there too. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, rest. Moving on to our light dumbbells. We're gonna do around the world. So first round is going to be 40 seconds on, and we get to rest between each move. Then we're gonna do a speed round. We're gonna make things shorter, but we're not gonna rest. So around the world look like this. Side raise to overhead and down in front. Then we reverse it. Forward raise to overhead, down on the side. If going from shoulder to overhead, extend it, is tough, you can always shorten the range of motion here. Or lighten up those weights. Use just body weight, whatever works. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Side raise to overhead and down in front. Don't let that body move. Forward raise to overhead, down on the side. The body so wants to lean, to counterbalance these weights being away from your body. The further the weights are from your body, the harder a move is, okay? You really have to stabilize. So do it. Hold on to that core. Get that stance right. I always feel most stable when I get wider and get lower. Some people also like a kickstand stance with one foot slightly in front of the other. It just doesn't feel as stable for me, but it works for some people. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Next up, opposite arm swing. So feet are gonna be really close together. You're gonna twist the body to one side, open up the arms, palms face forward, thumbs up, just to shoulder height, and then we switch to the other side. Little rotation from side to side, 5 seconds, here we go. 3, 2, 1, rotate and lift. Just up to shoulder height, rotating that body. So the upper body is twisting to kind of face the sides of the room. And remember, the palms are forward, the thumbs are up to the sky. We're doing 40 seconds here. And even though it has swing in the name, opposite arm swings, we are not swinging. We are lifting all muscle, no momentum. I want you to use your shoulders. I want you to use your obliques. I want you to use your upper back. You got this. 10 seconds. Let's get strong. Let's get fit. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Next up, an Arnold press. Palms are gonna face you. You're gonna flip them to face me, then press them up overhead. You can smooth it out and just string one rep into another, or you can kind of slow it down, break it up, whatever your shoulders have in the tank. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Face you, face me, overhead press. Face you, face me, overhead press. Now you can smooth it. Okay, string them together if you're feeling good, or just keep that pace if you're struggling, or if this is a new movement for you and you have to kind of talk yourself through it. Face me, face you, overhead press, okay? Keep it going, you're almost there. 15 seconds. Don't let those hands drop too low, okay? 10 seconds. We wanna be more like up here. We don't wanna be way down here changing. In 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, so now we're gonna take those same light dumbbell shoulder moves that we just did. Then you did it 40 seconds on, 20 seconds rest. We had that rest to learn what the next move coming was. Now we know what's coming. So we're just gonna work through it, 30 seconds on, no rest. Around the world, side raise up, down in front. In 3, 2, 1. Side raise all the way up overhead, down in front. Then we reverse it. Forward raise all the way up overhead, down on the side. There we go. Now we have it. We just got to keep working for another 15 seconds. See, these 30-second intervals are going to fly by. I know it seems tough, especially because we got no rest, but we're doing great. We only have 10 seconds, then opposite arm swings. In 5, I am sweating. I hope you guys are too. 3, 2, 1, narrow stance, twist the body, lift one forward, one back, up to shoulder height. I'm kind of going like a little bit past shoulder. My hands are at shoulder, but the dumbbell gets up a little bit higher since it's upright. Palms forward, thumbs up. Squeeze those abs so we get those obliques too. We want it all. 10 seconds, then Arnold press. Breathe. In 5, 3, 2, 1. Arnold press. Face you, face me. Overhead press. Let's go, let's go. String it together if you're feeling good. Break it up if you're losing it. But the good news is you get to rest. We move on to low body weight stuff after this. 15 seconds. 10 seconds, pump it out, come on. Stay strong. Keep those weights up high, keep that core tight, protect that back, 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, rest. This is where we are going to need our mat. So we're gonna come down on the mat, we're gonna do a side lying hip raise. So I want you to lay on your side, like you're just chilling, okay? I'm popped up on my forearm, like I'm almost gonna pop into a modified side plank, but from here, I'm gonna lift up my top leg, leaving my bottom knee down. I wanna feel this bottom glute like crazy. If you need some help, you can use this top arm. It just kind of angles you forward. So it's better if you can just keep it out of it, keep it on the hip, somewhere where it keeps these hip bones facing forward. Ready? In 3, 2, 1. Open and close. So it's kind of like a clam / side plank combined. We want to feel this bottom glute. That's what you're squeezing to press up. We also want to feel a little bit of your obliques, the side of your abs. We're here for 40 seconds. We're doing the same kind of rep scheme that you just did for upper body. It's so dark down here. For low body. So we're going to do 40 seconds on, 20 seconds rest, and then we'll do back-to-back speed round. 7 seconds. You can probably pump out more reps than me. I just got to think about my baby. And rest. 20 seconds. From here, we're going to do a kneeling lunge to stand, okay? So we will get to the other leg in a second. So I want you to use, which one? The leg that was just on the bottom, I want you to use that same leg, okay? So that's the one that's standing. The leg that was on the bottom on your sideline plank, now that's the one that's up here bent. Let's go. We're gonna come up to stand and then all the way back down to the floor. Drive through that front foot. Now I know there's some people that have some knee issues. If coming all the way down is not comfy for you, do not do it. You're just gonna do a regular backwards lunge. Keep going to the floor if you're okay. Okay, then you're just gonna do backwards lunge, just like that, okay? Whatever range of motion is comfy for you. If you can come down, it just increases that range of motion a little bit and you can kind of give more to the front leg. So I don't want you to push off the back leg. I want you to use the front. Let's switch sides. Same thing, other leg. Drive through that front foot. Tap, right back down. Find your range of motion. If you can go to the floor, awesome. Where you're gonna be. It feels better to just do a regular backwards lunge. That's what you can do too, or a static lunge. These are 40-second intervals. You only have 15 seconds to go. Then we get to rest. We really wanna feel that front glute. That's why I wanted you to start on the same leg that you just worked, because now we've just done this leg and we're gonna go from this into a kneel to squat jump, okay? So now we're kind of like thinking about transitioning to the other side. But kneel, step to a bottom squat, heels on the floor, other leg joins, jump, right back to a squat, right back down to the floor. Alternate which is your leading leg. I'm gonna start with that. I'll give you an option for anyone with knee issues in a second. Step, step, jump, back to the squat, back down to the kneel. Step, step, jump, back down. Alternate which is your leading leg. If you don't want to jump, you can keep going if that feels good. If you don't want to jump, just take out the jump. If you're looking for low impact, up to the toes or stand, then back down. Knee issues, you can come down into a squat, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, then either jump, toes, stand, whatever feels good, okay? So if you're not coming down to the floor, you're holding a bottom squat for 5 seconds. And rest. Now we're gonna go to the other leg, sideline hip raise. So on your forearm, knees bent, I'm kind of at like a 45-degree angle. And I'm gonna drive through this bottom knee, squeeze that glute, lift this top leg. In 3, 2, 1, take it up and back down. Try to find that spot where you can really feel that bottom glute and that oblique. Keep going, push that pace if you can. Remember, I have to think a little bit extra about my core in these side plank positions. So I'm gonna be a little bit slower. So you set your pace, okay? 15 seconds, then you get to rest. If you need some help, you can use that bottom arm to help stabilize you. But if you don't need it, don't use it. 7 seconds, 5 seconds, 3, 2, 1, and rest. We're gonna go back to that first side. So we're doing our speed round now. 30 seconds each move instead of 40 seconds, but 0 seconds of rest, okay? So we're working our way from one side lying hip raise into our stepping lunge, into the other leg, into the kneel to squat jump, then over to the other side. We ready? Side lying hip raise. In 3, 2, 1, let's go for it. Up and down. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Set your pace. Thinking about your abs, thinking about your glutes. You did 40 seconds. I know you can do 30 seconds. You're already halfway through it. 15 down, 15 to go. In 12 seconds, we're gonna go right into our kneeling lunge to stand. In 7, in 5, 3, 2, 1. So find a kneel, set that foot on the floor, drive through that heel to come up and tap. Whew, now that glute should be on fire. Remember, your modification is just don't go down to the floor. You can do a regular backwards lunge, or you can do a static lunge. Keep going if that feels good, but otherwise you can be here, or you can glue, find your stance that feels good, down and up, okay? You have options. It's your body, your workout, your rules. You make it work for you. 5 seconds, then we switch legs. 3, 2, 1, switch legs. Remember, all that energy, all that work is going to that front leg. We want to try as much as we can not to push off that back leg. We don't need it. 15 seconds down already, 15 to go. Next up, we're going into our kneel to squat jump. If you're modifying, you can either take out the jump, or if you want to modify further, hold a bottom squat. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, both knees down. Step to a bottom squat. Give me a jump, right back down to your kneel. Right back up, switching, which is your leading leg. Make sure you hit all your points. Kneel, we step to the bottom squat. We jump, we hit that squat again. Then we're back to our kneel. Modifications, take out the jump or take out the kneel and the jump. 5 more seconds. Then on to the other side in 3, 2, 1. Side lying hip raise, get right down, right into it, no rest. Now this leg, this glute, just work through 2 exercises. Your kneel to stand and your kneel to squat jump. So it should be burning. If not, push that pace, increase that range of motion. Let's get it going. 7 seconds, 5 seconds, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Sip of water, shake it out. Here's what's coming. Whew. Be breathing. We are gonna do from the top, the whole thing. So remember all the way back to overhead squats, side lunge, knee drive, all those things. We're gonna do that right into the shoulder exercises, right into the floor, low body stuff, okay? So we did that whole rhythm of doing the shoulders and the low body with some rest and then back to back so that you could learn those moves and that rhythm, because now we're doing the speed version, no rest. But we get to start with overhead squats. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Overhead squats. The good news is you do get some rest after each of these moves. These are our strength moves. I want you to give me everything you have. I'm going to go from the side so you can see. Squeeze those glutes. Get as low as you can go with good form. Keep that core nice and strong. Your modification is to shorten the range of motion or to go front back squats instead of overhead. If you can go overhead, that's where I want you. It's so much more challenging. 10 seconds, 7 seconds, 5, 3, 2, 1, and rest. 20 seconds. Next up is our squat forward press. So as we squat, we press. As we stand, we pull it back in. You still have 10 seconds of rest. Enjoy it. Whew. Good news is you're already 22 minutes deep into the circuit. You've got like a little more than 11 minutes to go, including rest. 3, 2, 1. Squat forward press, stand and pull it back in. How's that core? It's got to be so strong on these moves. Those shoulders down and back. Weight in the heels. Knees following the line of the toes. Let's go, let's go. Come on, you are strong. You are capable. And you're getting better every single day. Giving yourself this time, putting in that work. That's awesome. Doing this for you. 10 seconds. 7 seconds. Come on, let's squeeze in at least one more. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Holding that bottom squat while we do our forward presses. The good news about this one is it's only 20 seconds. So it's super quick. 10 seconds. Roll those shoulders down and back. Find that nice, comfy squat stance. Get up to front rack. 3, 2, 1. Give me that squat. Press it. Pull it back. Keep that squat immaculate. Have it looking the exact same no matter what this weight, what those arms are doing. You're already way more than halfway through it. 7 seconds. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Windmill lunges are next. So we're going to be super wide. We sweep all the way over, drop into the lunge. Remember, take the weight in front of you, in between your legs. 10 seconds. People are always trying to do some funky things with those weights. 5 seconds. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Sweep it all the way over. Drop it into your lunge. All the way back over to the other side. Keep going. I always see people trying to take their weight like outside the legs, getting crazy. It has a perfect spot right there, okay? Right between your legs, right below your pelvis. That's where I want that weight. 20 seconds down, 20 to go. Now, no swinging. Use your shoulders to lift that weight up. Sweep it over, make a windmill. Big rainbow. 7 seconds. Dropping into that lunge every time. Getting those legs in. And rest. Side lunge, knee drive, overhead press. 40 seconds on one side, right into 40 seconds on the other side. Opposite, hand to foot. 10 seconds and you're ready to go. In 5, I'm going to try my 15. 3, 2, 1, step it out into that side lunge, drive it up, overhead press. Then back out into that side lunge for the same thing. Keep that core tight. Stay strong, find that balance, big step out, butt goes back so we can come down with a nice flat back. All that weight onto that working leg so we get that outer glute and that inner thigh. Remember, if you're struggling, use the tap, okay? If you're still struggling, ignore the knee drive. 10 seconds, then we switch sides. We should be feeling the shoulder and the working leg. 5, 3, 2, 1, switch sides, same thing, other side. Let's go, let's go. We did one side. We can do the other side. Breathing through these exercises. Every rep is getting you closer to being done, not just of this move, but of your whole workout. 15 more seconds here, only 7.5 more minutes. In your workout, that's it. Then we're stretching. And when you hear that, go harder, finish strong. Don't say, oh, that's basically done. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Next up, dumbbell snatch. We squat, we hold both sides of it, we pick it all the way up overhead, we put it back down. 10 seconds, keep that weight close to your body, smooth line. In 5, whoo, heartbeat. 3, 2, 1, up and down. This is our nice strength and cardio here. Down and up, one fluid motion. We are constantly moving. But we can feel those glutes, right? We can feel those shoulders. We can feel that core. And we're already more than halfway through it. 17 seconds to go. You're flying. 15 seconds. Come on, let's get it done. Last time that you have to do this move. 8 more seconds to go. The worst is over. Those overhead squats are brutal. 3, 2, 1, rest. Whew. Squat high pull is next. We'll do half on one side, Half on the other side. Remember, palm stays facing back. Don't flip it. It's not a clean, it's a high pull or an upright row. 7 seconds. I think I'll start left arm this time. In 3, 2, 1. Squat high pull. Smooth motion, just like you did on those dumbbell snatches. Same thing here. Straight line, constant motion. In 5 seconds, we switch arms. 3, 2, 1, switch sides. Squat, high pull. Wrist and elbow get high. Shoulder stays low. Come on. 10 more seconds, then we rest. Done with the heavy dumbbell. In 5, 3, 2, 1, rest. Put that heavy dumbbell away. Shake it out and breathe. You got 40 seconds. Well, now 34. Light dumbbells for that shoulder burn. We've got 3 moves around the world. Opposite arm swings, Arnold press, okay? 90 seconds, then the light dumbbells are done. The arms are done. We still have some time. 17 seconds. 3 deep breaths. In 10 seconds, around the world, grab those light dumbbells. It's gonna be side raised overhead, down in front, then reverse it. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, side raise all the way up overhead, down in front, reverse it, forward raise all the way up overhead, down on the side. Just keep going around and around the world for 30 seconds. Remember, if you're having shoulder difficulty or you just cannot get those weights up after all that work, go shoulder height instead of overhead. In 10 seconds, right into our opposite arm swings. You're crushing it. Keep at it. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Narrow stance. 1 forward, 1 back. Twist that upper body. Face the side of the room. Squeeze those obliques. We've got shoulders. We've got back. We've got obliques in this move. How's that breath? 15 seconds down. 15 to go. You should be able to hear yourself breathing, not heavy, not panting, but intentionally pushing that air out during the hardest part of the movement. We want to breathe. 3, 2, 1. Arnold press. Face you, face me. Overhead press. Come on. Keep switching those arms. Fluid and smooth. If you've got some shoulder strength left in the tank, if you are gassed, you're almost done. Break it up. Slow it down. Let's go. Just keep moving. I want you to get through the next 14 seconds. You're going to feel so good when this is done, when we can put these weights down. 8 seconds. Knowing you gave it your all. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Leave those weights. Come on down onto the floor. I'm going to start on the other side this time. We are doing our sideline hip raise, but we still have 30 seconds to chill. So this workout, although we took out a lot of the rest and did some moves back to back, it does have big chunks of rest in between. I'm laughing at myself because I'm sure a lot of people don't view 40 seconds as big chunks of rest, but for me, for our workouts, we do. So you have some time so that you can rest, recover, go as hard as you can. 7 seconds, sideline hip raise in 5. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Drive it up. Come back down. Remember, push that pace 1 rep right into the next. As soon as you're down, you're back up. You want to squeeze those abs, lift up from the pelvic floor into the spine. Think about wrapping your obliques around, the sides of your abs around to touch the belly button. 10 seconds, then we go right into our kneel, lunge to stand. I'm going to be right foot forward. Whatever is your bottom leg forward. 3, 2, 1. So that bottom leg is forward. I'm driving through that front leg, coming all the way down. As soon as I tap that back knee, I'm back up, and I'm trying to give all the work to this front leg so that glute can really light on fire. Woo, we're way more than halfway through. 10 more seconds. Are you dying? I'm dying. 7 seconds. Then we go right into the other leg in 5, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Ooh. Guys, how did our legs get to be these like lead blocks? Ooh. It feels like I am dragging. But the good news is We only have 2 moves left, okay? In 12 seconds, we go into our kneel to squat jump, and you have options if you want to modify. And then we do the hip raise on the other side. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Both knees down. Kneel. Step to that bottom squat. Give me the jump if you're jumping. Back to your squat. Back to your kneel. Then switch. What leg did I step with last time? Right leg. So now I'll step left. 15 seconds. Low impact. We just take away the jump. We stand or we go to our toes. Then back down. 10 seconds. If you don't want to go to your knees, you're going to hold a bottom squat for 5 seconds. In 5 seconds, other side hip raise. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Right into it. No time to waste. Good news is we are stretching in 17 seconds. Now just 15 seconds. Come on, how many reps can you squeeze into the last 10 seconds? Go for it, light that fire. Up and down, up and down. 7, 5. Build those healthy hips. 3, 2, 1. Rest. We did it. We did it. Oh, let's stretch. Where is my stretch that I just made up? All right, let's stay right down here. Feet on the floor, cross one leg over the other. We're gonna stretch out those hips. So I want you to push your body as close to your legs as you can get it and try to push this knee away from your body. You should feel that hip of this crossed over leg like crazy. A little bit of that glute. You know what? Let's stay here for 5 more seconds. It feels so good. 3, 2, 1. Let's switch sides. Same thing here. Cross that leg over. So like my ankle is kind of crossed over just above my knee. I'm going to push my body as close as I can get it to those legs. I'm pushing this knee away from me. I can feel that hip. I can feel my glute. Stay there for 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's put the feet together, knees out to the side. Use your elbows to push your knees away as you come forward. Now you should feel the inner thighs and the hips like crazy. Stay there for 10 more seconds. Breathe into it so you can get a little bit lower. In 5, 3, 2, 1. Sit up nice and tall. Let's go into a straddle stretch. So legs wide. And let's lean forward. See if you can walk your hands forward, getting a nice, again, inner thigh stretch. All those side lunges. Stretch it out. Come up. Let's do some side bends. So we'll just feel that low back start to loosen up. So I don't even really necessarily want you to like focus on getting over to one side. I want you to just find where you can start feeling that back on the side that is reaching, and then just hang out there, wherever that spot is. Like move your body around, see if you can find it. And then switch, same thing on the other side, big reach over, finding that spot. You can feel like the oblique, the low back. And let's stretch at the shoulders so you can stay seated wherever you're comfy. One arm across the body, big hug. Shoulder stays down away from the ear. And switch. Same thing on the other side. Nice big hug. Shoulder stays down away from the ear. Last stretch. Let's just grab the hands behind the back. Lift the chest up nice and high. Shoulders down the back, and I'm kind of like squeezing my shoulder blades together. Feeling the chest, the shoulders, the back, and relax. We are done. Thank you so much for sweating with me. I will see you in the next one.